Hey, Urbana North. Today is the final day, day 7 of the devotional series on moving through fear. And today's topic is You Are a Beloved Child of God. So I'll start by reading the passage. I'm including verses 8 and 9, even though it's in the devotional, it's Psalm 81, 6 through 7 and 10, but just because it was helpful in my own reflection. So Psalm 81, 6 through 10. He says, I removed the burden from their shoulders. Their hands were set free from the basket. In your distress you called, and I rescued you. I answered you out of a thundercloud. I tested you at the waters of Meribah. Hear, O people, O my people, and I will warn you, if you would but listen to me, O Israel. You shall have no foreign god among you. You shall not bow down to an alien god. I am the Lord your God, who brought you up out of Egypt. Open wide your mouth, and I will fill it. So one quick note about the passage. The waters of Meribah is referring to the place where God gave the Israelites water out of the rock in Exodus 17. And there, the Israelites were grumbling and complaining about being in the desert and complaining to Moses, give us water. And the Lord answered them. And it's called Meribah because they were grumbling and complaining. So this passage, as I was reflecting on it, it reminded me a lot of what we were studying in First Peter about our identity as being God's chosen and precious and beloved children, and how that is the imperishable thing, the thing that will last forever. It is not perishable like gold or silver, all the things that don't last. And I think especially as we think about fear and going into COVID-19 and everything with the situation, it's easy to give in to that fear with a sense of losing out on the perishable and feeling our lives kind of, and all the perishable things of our lives kind of disrupted. I know for me, I share this story a lot, but as a student coming into college, I really was clinging on to this perishable identity, not the imperishable of being a child of God. And that was especially through all these nerdy competitions that I did, like Science Olympiad and my competency in that. I wanted to hold on to those identities in order to feel okay and feel secure and feel at peace. But those things weren't working, and they didn't actually let me feel secure or unafraid. And so when I got to college, I found this community that really impacted me and showed me that I was loved for being God's children, God's child, and they believed that about themselves, and they believed that about me, and showed that to me. And yeah, I was able to really experience that in IB in college, and see that that's where my identity comes from, not my competence. But that really, that can kind of sneak back in, especially when things are thrown into disruption, like by things like COVID 19, where all the plans for the rest of the semester, or for you guys, what school looks like, what grades, what classes looks like, are thrown into disruption. I think there's temptation, even that I've been experiencing, of trying to hold back onto old identities of being competent and being able to make things work well, instead of holding on to the identity of being God's beloved child. So I want to encourage you guys to hold on to that identity. Don't give in to the distractions, and especially with classes, the need to maybe prove yourself with them or with friends, or during this time, but to really press in more deeply into God's love for you, and your identity, true and good, and the deepest identity that you have of being His beloved children. So let me pray that for us and for this week. God, thank you that you call us your beloved children, and that is true no matter what, and that you love us and provide for us out of that. And Lord, I pray that during this time you would just help us to set aside and to give up, and that you would pull out places in our lives, idols, self-salvation plans, other identities that we cling on to when we're afraid and we want to be secure, and help us be more secure in our true identity of being your children. So yeah, help us to do that as a community together. And I pray these things in your name. Amen. All right, see you guys.